Archbishop McDowell, we're at the very end of the pilgrimage. It's been a momentous day, it's been a historic day. How would you sum up the day you've experienced?
Oh, it was of profound significance, walking with members right across the Anglican communion, across the Peace Bridge and then along the walls, and to reflect on what Derry can teach us about peace and reconciliation, but also praying for Derry and Londonderry in its continued aspiration to seek for peace and reconciliation.
What do you think delegates from all over the world, from the global Anglican Church, felt about their visit to Derry-Londonderry today?
Oh, what I know from talking to people who have been with me today, that they have found today very profound. It's been an opportunity for reflection, but also for listening, not just to the stories here in Derry and Londonderry, but to each other's story, about what can we learn from each other, about how we find peace and reconciliation. And maybe for me, the most important reminder is that it starts with me. I think it has been a time for us to deepen our fellowship and understanding of each other. It's been a time for us to pray together, and also time from which we've, I think, been enriched by the spirituality of Northern Ireland and the Anglican Church here. And I think it is also in that environment that we've also been able to have encouraging conversations and challenging conversations. But there is a real sense of our understanding to the hope that we have been called to in Christ.
There are common themes and there's great collaboration between all the delegates and indeed by extension all the Anglican churches represented here in Northern Ireland for this week-long gathering. How do you read that situation? How do you sum up the importance of that?
I think we have a real sense of being family as the Anglican communion. The reality is that we come from different cultures, different languages, different continents, but we know that under Christ we are held together in a unity that is a gift of God by grace and through faith.
Archbishop, what is your overview of today's pilgrimage in the context of the week-long ACC 19 gathering?
Well, the first thing is it was good to get people out of the conference centre, out into the fresh air, and Derry have done us proud in the sense that the warmth of the welcome was unbelievable. There was 40 or 50 volunteers shaking the hands of everybody coming off the bus, a nice warm reception. The walk over the Peace Bridge is always something special because you do feel it's something that joins up two very different parts of the city. Obviously the talk by Richard Moore is one of those things that you really almost in a way don't want to talk about afterwards, because it's such a profound thing that he says, yet says it so simply. And he's a person who of very deep faith, but doesn't mention that, but it's very obviously the origin and the context of all that he says, and it meant a lot to people here who have been living in situations of conflict, sometimes even longer than the Troubles, and like all of us struggle to find ways through it. And what Richard does, that he shows to people in that very low key way, like, this can be done. We can do it. Individuals can do it, apart from all the political superstructures and whatnot. And then this lovely finale here in St. Colum's Cathedral, with young people leading us in an act of reconciliation, and a very warm end and feeling to the day.
A couple of words came to mind immediately: hope, reconciliation, peace. These things don't happen by chance. There's a lot of hard work behind the scenes to make them happen. Is there a sense that the visitors to the city actually gained a better understanding of what was involved in delivering that? It's imperfect, yes, we know, but it is peace.
I think what they saw was a place that, particularly in Derry, that's much more at ease with itself than many other places in Northern Ireland. And you sort of pick that up as much in the atmosphere as you do in the words that are said. Although there were lots of conversations going on. The Bishop of Derry was very good in making sure there are plenty of Derry people here. And when there are plenty of Derry people here, there's plenty of talk, plenty of chat. And I think it was genuinely picked up that this is a place that's determined to fulfill that hope, where many other places haven't really. And it is down to hard work. It's down to the work that's done by people like churches and businesses and civic society, people not necessarily at a political level, but just at that community level where peace gets embedded and dug in.
An outstanding success.
Absolutely. No, a great day out.
Archbishop Hassan, we're at the end of the pilgrimage here in Derry-Londonderry. What did you make of it all?
No. First of all, I was absolutely overwhelmed by the wonderful welcome that we have received by the people of Derry and by the bishop, the clergy, and the volunteers, and everyone else. It was really heartwarming, and for me, just to see the immense love and welcome of the people here just made my heart so filled with joy.
Peace and reconciliation are big things here in this city. And I'm sure there are things that you've seen here that you would like to transpose, that you would like to bring back to the Middle East.
No, absolutely. I think I was particularly touched by the witness, of course, of Richard's story at St. Augustine Church. That was a very moving experience for me, and to see the witness. I could resonate a little bit with some of the stories back home of both Palestinians and Israelis who shared their pain and sorrow, but at the same time they still have so much space within their heart for love, for forgiveness, and for reconciliation. And I think we need more of these voices. I hope that I could myself also learn how to really kind of give away these keys that really chain our way of life and of love and life in our witness. So for me, moving on this pilgrimage, journeying together with the people of Derry, together with the ACC, is just a wonderful witness that we all should be on this wonderful journey of reconciliation and peacemaking and peace building, so that we bring the best of ourselves to people whom we are serving and all those in our care.
How important is it, and finally, to receive such wholehearted support from the wider Anglican communion? Of course, the Church of Ireland was the host at ACC 19 in Belfast, but from the wider community, that support must have been important.
Indeed, it's important just to say that, we are really grateful as Anglican Communion and ACC for the welcome and hospitality of Archbishop John and all those under his care. And also just to kind of be in a place that had a long history, both of evangelism and of conflict, but also to see that the people here are determined to witness to the precious thing that brings us together as people of different backgrounds, different affiliations. And for us as Anglicans, that's really important for us, because we can resonate with this and to say, even though we are different, but at the bottom, at the core of our being as human beings, and certainly as Anglicans, we belong to the one family, and we need to celebrate that.
Bishop, just summarise the importance of ACC 19 delegates coming on pilgrimage to your diocese here in Derry and Raphoe.
Well, in the diocese, we feel absolutely blessed to have had an incredible representation of the family of God right across the world in the city today. I've lost count of the countries that have met today, and I have to say my heart's just full to bursting. It's been just wonderful, and a real deep sense of fellowship, and a desire from the delegates to learn something about us, which is really humbling.
Key planks, peace and reconciliation. Derry's the right spot for that.
Yeah, I think it is. For so long, this city was a byword for division, but in effect, we've written a better present and a better future. And Derry is a place, Londonderry is a place that, although we have that sense of different identities, we do try to pull together. Now, that's not easy all the time, and at times that can be fraught and difficult, but there's an immense sense of goodwill in this community all across it. And churches from different parts of the community, different parts of the city, seek to pull together to build God's kingdom here.
The representation at the Guildhall was very significant. You had the Lord Lieutenant, Deputy Lord Lieutenant, you had the Mayor of the city as well. That spoke volumes, did it not?
It did. And, the Lord Lieutenant representing the King here, our new Mayor, who is just wonderful, has hit the ground running, was here to support what we're doing and to welcome people to our city. And that meant a lot to me personally, that both of them were really wanting to be here and to be part of this special day.
As Lord Lieutenant, I'm more than delighted to welcome everyone here, to have nearly 160, 170 delegates of the Anglican Church from all over the world. It's a huge, big thing for not only for Ireland, for Northern Ireland, but especially here for Derry, to have those visitors here and express their gratitude of us hosting them here. And I think learning from people, we tend to think that we can learn, we pass on our wisdom to them. I think it's the other way around. We need to learn from them.
I mean, we're here in the Guildhall, a place which is filled with a lot of history, but also filled with a lot of hope. And I think, you know, history and hope, they walk side by side here, and to invite, you know, this delegation over and to be able to talk to them about our city and about our history, but also about our resilience and our hope was really important for me today. So I'm delighted.